Good afternoon, everyone. We are live on location out here in a wonderful warm day in West Baltimore, right off of Hilton Parkway. And this is Coach's Corner. We're going to talk a little sports today, but we're going to do something a little different today. We got some Baltimore area legends. And if you're in the Baltimore area and you don't know this guy on camera right now, then we're going to check whether or not you're really from Baltimore or not. Coach Wells, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about what's going on out here today.
This is the home site of Midtown Tennis Club.
Okay.
And we've been around since 1974. And in the early stages of Midtown, we had more than 100-some members.
Wow. Okay.
Right, and now we're down to about 15 to 20.
Okay.
So, and we come out every summer, and we play out here at this site. And then during the winter, we go indoors to 40 West.
Okay.
And we were at, what's the name of the racket club? Well, it's out in Westminster.
Okay.
Carroll County.
Carroll
Racket Club.
Okay.
But we've been here since 74.
74. Wow. Awesome to see this kind of fellowship is still going on.
Right.
Now, Coach, for those that don't know, tell us why everyone calls you Coach Wells.
Well, that's funny. I started out at Madison Square Recreation Center.
Okay.
And I was the senior director.
Okay.
Right. And a young lady who went to St. Francis Academy lived across the street from the rec center.
Okay.
And she came to me, she said, Coach, you do an awful lot for the guys, but you don't never do anything for boys or
Okay.
for girls.
For girls, right.
So I said, what do you need, Monica? She said, we need a site to practice. I said, okay. Tell the sister to come over and talk to me, and we can work out a schedule.
Okay.
So I worked out a schedule 3 days a week.
Right.
Right. And what happened was,
I'm listening to you.
all right, what happened was that she came up, she talked to me, and I gave them 3 days a week for about 3 weeks. They were practicing, everything going smooth. Sister came in my office, she said, Coach Wells, I hear you do a lot with the guys. I said, yes. She said, I want you to come down and help us.
Okay.
Right? I said, okay. So I go down one day. I said, well, this ain't going to last. I ain't going to last. I go down a couple of days. She said, I want you to come out and work with us and help me to coach the girls on Sundays.
Okay.
So, and I went out on Sundays, start coaching with them. And they was 0-6 at that time. And then from that point on, we won every game.
Oh, okay.
So and then she came back to me and said, Coach Wells, I want you to come to work at St. Francis and coach the boys.
Okay.
I actually was with the girls at first, and then in 1979, when I started at St. Francis, right, we played CYO.
Okay.
And we won CYO 6 straight years.
Wow.
So the Archdiocese is the one that put us in the Baltimore Cavaliers.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't really a goal at first with all the other schools, but the Archdiocese said, no, this is a school, give them a chance.
Right.
All right, and sister said, well, we're going to practice at Madison, and that was our practice site, and then I played for Baltimore Junior College.
Okay.
So I realized that I'd go back to Frank Skamansky, who was the coach at the time I was there.
Right.
Now he's the athletic director at the University of Baltimore.
Okay.
And University of Baltimore became our first home without a gym.
Right.
Right? We only can play our home games there.
Okay.
But we had to travel all the other time.
Right.
So, and they put us on probation.
Okay.
For 2 years.
Right.
And after 2 years, right, the second year, I won the JV championship for the Baltimore Cavaliers.
Okay.
28-0.
Okay. 28-0.
Right.
All right.
They came to me then and said, "Nan, you got to move up to varsity,
Right.
right? You can't play JV any longer,
Right.
right? So I went to varsity. I struggled in 88, 89. I struggled.
Okay.
We were 13 and 16.
Okay.
The next year I won it,
Okay.
right? I never looked back.
There you go. Now, whenever we go in St. Francis Gym, there's a band up there with your name on it with 500 plus wins. So that's where it started, huh?
Right.
Started with the girls.
Started with the girl.
Now, of all the players that you coach, who would you say was the player that left the biggest impression on you?
I have two.
Okay.
Devin Gray was my first start.
Okay.
Mark Carter was the end.
Okay.
But he was the best player,
Gotcha.
all around player. Devin was 6'6",
Mm-hmm.
right? And he went to Clemson,
Right.
and Mark went to Temple.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a real good relationship with a lot of college coaches.
Okay.
When I was there at St. Francis, you know.
Right.
I had guys like Donnell Harris,
Uh-huh.
Gus Brown,
Right.
and Terrell Vincent, Sean Mosley. So
Right.
we had a real good crew of talent.
Right.
But the JV year and my first varsity year,
Mm-hmm.
I won the JV championship with Devin,
Right.
and I won my first championship with Devin.
Awesome.
Right.
Okay.
And we wound up the only 3 teams out of Baltimore that ever won the Alhambra National Catholic Championship.
Right.
So
And you're one of
we
them.
won it, and we the last one to win it in 1996.
How about that?
Right. With no gym.
With no gym, right?
With no gym. Gym didn't come into play till 05.
Right.
2005.
And that's when the Phelps put the building up
No, Phelps came on at the end.
at the end. Okay.
Right. That gym was built by Lev Mason
Okay.
and T-Row Price.
T-Row
They put
Price,
up
okay.
most
They put
of
the money. Oh, okay.
Phelps came in at the end. That's
Okay.
after I left when Phelps came on.
Oh, okay. So while you were there, how many championships, banners did they hang while you were the head coach?
Okay. I'm the leading.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm the leading coach in the Catholic League with the most tournament championship,
Awesome.
and I think I've been in the. I think they got us listed for 14 appearance in the finals
In the final. Okay.
of Baltimore Catholic League.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, I see your shirt you got on there, the PWG, Pac West Group. Is something new you getting into now, Coach?
Well, you know, Mike Hawthorne is
Yeah.
a good guy.
Good guy.
He came to me and he asked me, he said, Coach, help me to get started in Baltimore.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at.
So he knew to go to the right guy then.
I don't know. I don't know. People say it, but I don't know.
Coach, can I
Yeah,
ask one question?
absolutely.
Going back to Mark Karcher, and people in Baltimore know him as one of the best ever to come out of the city. And his going to Temple University, what was your interaction with Coach Chaney back then? Because it was a very interesting dynamic where you have a legendary black coach in the city, and he's also going to a legendary coach in college.
Right.
What was your interaction with Coach Chaney prior to?
Yes, no, a great story. Well, and this actually happened. Mark had problems passing SAT.
Okay.
All right, and he had over, I say, 500 pieces of mail of recruiting.
Right.
He could have gone anywhere he wanted to go. John Chaney at first thought that he couldn't recruit Mark,
Okay.
and he didn't really try. I mean, you know, we talked, but John Thompson, all of them came after him. But Bobby Clements from Clemson was the one,
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
He was the one that came along and said, I'm going to wait till the last day,
Okay.
right? And he took the SAT on the final time and failed.
Okay.
He said, I'm going to tell you what, since you was good to me and let me come in your house, he said, I'm going to get you in school.
Okay.
He said, I got a good friend. And we was in Sister John Francis' office. He
Right.
said, I got a good friend. And my friend's name is John Chaney. So the deal was, he said, John can take a Prop 48,
Okay.
right? So he went there and he said, I'd be damned to let University of Maryland get
Right.
Carter
Somebody I got to play
in
against.
in the back door,
Right.
Because they could,
Mhm.
because he could have gone as a regular student
Right.
his first year,
Okay.
right, and then be a walk-on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
But he knew that,
hmm
so he stopped it. He sent it to John, and then the very next day after Bobby Cummings left,
hmm
we was on the train going to
Going to Temple. How about
Wow.
that?
That's how that
That's
happened.
crazy.
The stories behind the scenes that we'd have never
Yeah.
knew.
And
Right.
looking back on Devin Gray, obviously, rest in peace to Devin Gray. How was he as a student athlete at St. Francis? What was your relationship with him?
That was really one of my first sons.
Okay.
Right, I considered that. He stayed at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and his mom came to me and said, "Coach, all I want him to do is just graduate from high school." I said to myself, "Ain't nobody gonna come and sit in my classroom 6'6"
hmm
and not play."
And not play. Right.
Right. So I said, well, "You gonna play for me?"
Right.
He said, "Coach, all my mother wanted me to do is graduate and get a job."
hmm
I said, "Nah, you gonna make some money."
Right.
Right. So I threw a basketball at him, and basketball hit him in his chest. I said, "That's okay.
hmm
You don't quit, I won't."
Right.
I heard that.
And what happened was, from then on, it was history.
Right.
And what Devin did, Devin had a heart condition,
Oh. Okay.
and that's what happened. That's
Right.
what really hurt him.
hmm
But he had problems passing SAT at 1st.
hmm
He passed on the last day,
Okay.
and what's his name? What's the coach name from? Wow,
I forgot it. I know you're talking about.
a little short guy. Right? But he came to me and said, "Coach, you got a 4-year full ride."
Right.
I drove him down to Clemson. That was it.
That was it. That's it.
And then he wound up being first year at Clemson. He was the rookie of the year.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Second year, he made all tournament.
Mhm.
Third year, he got cocky and thought he was ready to go to pros. And he played for Houston.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that. He actually played for Houston for a whole year.
Right.
He played in the, the farm league, what they have. CBA.
CBA.
Yeah.
He
Right.
played there, played overseas in Barcelona, Spain.
Right.
Right? First time I ever saw a $20,000 2 weeks check through Devin Gray.
Right.
And he played it for a team in Barcelona, Spain.
Okay.
And he invited me and my wife over for a week.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We were there for a week.
That's
Right.
great.
And then when he came back, he made the pros. So that was it.
Awesome.
That's great.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time.
Hey.
We got a little token of our appreciation for you.
All right.
You know, we would love for you to have that and let everybody know you're a fan of PWG and the Hoop Haven.
Hey,
You know,
always.
my God, I really appreciate it.
Always.
Yes, thank you, Coach.
Yes, indeed.
Nice talking to you guys. Thanks a lot.
So Cheese, we got a little history lesson here
Somebody
with
come?
Coach Wells. Yes, got a little history lesson here with Coach Wells.
Yeah, that was great, and that goes to show you the mentorship a lot of these black coaches have, especially in the inner cities like that. And it's good to hear great stories that come out of some situations that could have obviously turned and went another direction.
Right, and people don't understand what goes on behind the scenes and how valuable some coaches are, especially in a city like Baltimore. You know, he just named 2 of the players, but I'm sure he's affected hundreds of players. You know, those 2 went on to have great careers professionally, make a lot of money, and now Mark is still coaching, still giving back. The lessons that he learned from Coach Wells, I'm sure.
And that's probably more important than money, having a true, being a true role model in a city like Baltimore. So
Right.
hats off to those guys.
Because our youth definitely need that. Now, our next guest, how can I say it? There's some guys you meet in the gym, and you're like, I know that guy from somewhere, but I just can't put my finger on it.
Right.
And then you come out here in the group of all this black love and fellowship, and he's right here in the mix of it. Andy, how are you, sir?
I'm pretty well. Thanks for the invite.
I'm glad to have you out here.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what brings you out to this environment.
I guess I'm blessed.
Yes.
I started playing tennis probably in high school, 9th grade, 10th grade.
Okay.
I had friends of my family, the Dickersons, Marcia, who was the best female player in Baltimore at the time.
Okay.
She was so good, she played with the boys.
Wow.
Her brother played for Edmondson, and they used to invite me to come over here and play.
Okay.
When I was growing up, this was originally a clay court. We had clay courts here, we had clay courts at Clifton, we had clay courts at Drigo Park.
Okay.
It costs a lot to keep up.
Yeah, but absolutely.
And also the demography change.
Right.
Once you get to be urban, some of the money you get is no longer there.
Right.
I lived on North Avenue, 2400 block,
Mhm.
so this was pretty close.
Right.
I used to come down here to the library in the Junction, or go to the library at Pennsylvania Avenue.
Right.
That was solace for me in terms of getting stuff done.
Right.
Then I moved on Ashburton Street, which was close. And then as I got older, graduating from Lamel, I went to Forest Park, and my family still lives across the street from Forest Park.
Really?
Me, I'm still a product with 21216.
How about that?
I only live about a mile and a half from here.
Right.
So this is probably the closest court to my house.
Okay.
Even though I pass this sometime to go to Clifton or go to Druid Hill Park to play some other players.
Right.
But tennis is more solace for me. It's a
Okay.
place where I can be around people like me, get a chance to experience camaraderie,
Right.
and also get a chance to relax.
Yeah.
Because my jobs I'm retired now, retired in 2018.
Okay.
I was a bond trader for T-Row.
Okay.
T-Row was good to me. Gave me the opportunity to eat well,
Right.
get a lot of experiences,
Okay. Meet a lot of good people.
meet a lot of great people, a lot of smart people. And I guess T-Row, and when I retired, T-Row basically commissioned a playground
Okay.
in Harlem Park.
Okay.
So at the little kids center at Harlem Park, there's a playground named for me. And,
Awesome.
Wow.
And they did that instead of
That's
giving me a
incredible.
gift to go.
Right.
Because I wanted something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess my whole thing, because of I benefited so much, it's service.
Right.
I'm lucky enough to be on the school board for Baltimore City.
Okay.
I'm lucky enough to be on the library board. And I'm lucky enough to be on the BEST board, Baltimore Educational Scholarship Trust,
Okay. Okay.
which puts African American kids in private schools.
Okay.
So we have about 400 kids in the private schools right now, all the independent schools.
Awesome.
And also we probably have about 600 plus graduates.
Sweet.
And I'm lucky because I'm not the smartest person in my family. I'm not the most talented person in my family. My brother Jay was the best tennis player. He was
Okay.
one of the best in the city.
All right.
My brother Joe was a good baseball player and ended up going to Harvard. Smarter than me. And my two sons, Matthew's more athletic than I can be,
Right.
and Mark's smarter than I can be. So,
So you're
I'm,
just
I'm
somewhere in the
blessed.
middle.
So I'm blessed. So it's like, hey, and
Right.
also it makes me humble. It's
Right.
like, we see all the time. We see black talent. We don't see the black talent getting the opportunity to flourish
Correct.
or be nurtured. And me growing up, I was lucky because quite a few people saw something in me I didn't see in myself. So
Right.
that made me work harder.
Right.
Go
And the
to-
blessing is that you recognize that.
Every day. I say to my friends all the time, is like if I start complaining, slap the hell out of me.
Right.
I don't say hell, I say
Right.
another word, but I say if I'm complaining because I'm blessed. I
Right.
mean, I like my hand,
Mhm.
and I like to run with it. So,
Right.
and I'm lucky enough to meet people like Wells, meet him up here, because I used to play for a while. Then I said I had to make money, and then as I got older, I said let me start playing tennis again.
Okay.
So I came back to play with people here, Druid Hill Park, and other places.
Right.
USTA, ATA. So I play tournaments every now and then.
Wow.
Okay.
But these are my people,
Right.
and they're really nice people, and they come out here every Sunday. You can see the table behind me,
Right.
where they have their donuts, their juice,
Right.
their food, donuts and popcorn, whatever.
Right.
And it's almost like a familial affair.
Right.
It's like family, and
Right.
they look forward to seeing each other every year. We have Midtown Tennis. This is one club,
Right.
but there are other black tennis clubs in Baltimore City too. What I wish would happen is that we could get the young people to
Right.
play more tennis. They gravitate toward basketball and dirt bikes, and whatever. But we don't see that many more black baseball
True.
players
That's true. Yeah.
and tennis players. But because we had a tournament, if you had a tournament right now, the biggest group in terms of tournament players would be 50 and 60 and above.
Really?
They would have the biggest draw vis-a-vis, say, 18-year-olds and 25-year-olds. So hopefully we can get the black kids to get back into tennis.
Right.
But it's going to be a stretch. We have to make it fun. And we have to be inviting, too.
Yeah, absolutely right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Now, you said you come out here for a little solace, a little rest, but we heard a lot of trash talking going on earlier out here. Now, you weren't partaking in that,
Hey.
but we definitely heard some of that.
Hey, I grew up in West Baltimore, and what I know, and you guys know, the person talking the trash ain't gonna be the person that's gonna beat you. The person that's gonna beat you is the quiet guy.
Is the quiet guy.
So I'm not even worried about the trash talkers. So it's like, so I can go out there and look. It's like, yeah, they can talk trash.
Right.
I have a question. Now, you were talking about highly of your family, and which I thought was fantastic. And one of the things that my mother always told me was, if you feel like you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
That's right. That's right.
And I think that's a testament to your family that you were able to see true role models and independence and perseverance.
Right.
Speak more about your family, because I want to hear more about your family dynamic and what they meant to you growing up in West Baltimore.
Right.
Because we all know it's a lot of things you could have
Right.
gotten involved
Right.
with.
Right.
What helped you stay, besides with your family,
Right.
stay on that right course?
Okay, one thing. It's probably when they did the movie, The Greatest,
Yes.
Muhammad Ali. I'd welcome you guys to pull up when you get a chance. The song "The Greatest," sung
Yes.
by, gosh, I mean, I'm trying to think of his name. The great guitarist. But I guess in "The Greatest," it was like it wasn't about me.
Right.
It was about experiences and people in my life. Black boys and black men seldom have role models. But what we do is we have a whole culture and a cadre of people who we look at and we say, you guys know this probably as well as I do. I want to be like that, but I don't want to be like that.
Right.
And black men, by and large, unfortunately, we have a lot more of, I don't want to be like that.
Right.
I don't want to be a junkie. I don't want to be a drunk.
Right.
I don't want to work for somebody else. I want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
I do want to go to college. I do want to do well at college.
Right.
Because I was lucky enough to be the first male in my immediate family to go to college.
Okay.
I had a couple female cousins
Right.
that went to college. I think they went to Morgan. So 17 years old, really green. I got a scholarship to go to Naval Academy. But I realized going to Naval Academy is not a scholarship. That's a job.
That's the job. You were tricked.
That was a job. So I promised myself I'd get through the first year, which I did. And middle of the second year, I left and went to college. So I was lucky enough to get an undergraduate degree, an MBA. And the MBA helped me by creating what's called credentialism.
Right.
I had credentials. I had basically the paper said I had talents.
Okay.
So I was lucky enough to make more money than siblings and relatives and family. But I also served as a model for other people in my family.
Correct.
Yes, indeed.
Like I said, my younger brother's 3 years younger than me. He went to Harvard and Penn. And this was a kid that went to Forest Park just like I did in West
Right.
Baltimore.
There you go.
He may have been the last person from Forest Park to go to Harvard. My sister did really well. She got an MBA.
Right.
My younger brother was probably the nicest one in the bunch. He's really doing well now. Never went to college, but the streets got him.
Right.
So he was in the streets for a while. He's clean, really nice kid.
Right.
I wouldn't say kid. He's 54 years old.
Well, he'll always be
Right.
younger.
He's 54 years old.
He's always gonna be.
And then, I tried to, my wife passed in 2019.
Oh man.
But I guess the important thing she and I tried to do was make sure we raised our sons as good citizens.
Right.
I mean, nice people, treat people well. be the best they can be.
Correct.
So I mean, you raise a great question. It's an additive process. I mean, you try to build on relationships, you try to build on community, you try to build on fellowship. Church is important to me and my family.
Right.
Neighborhood's important to me and my family. And family is important. Try to be there when people need you.
Sure.
And you know, these are tennis players, but I look at them as being another circle in my family.
Exactly right.
Absolutely.
You know, I've
Right.
known some of these people since I was in high school.
Right.
And you know, you're talking my graduating class. I spoke at Forest Park's high school graduation 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I graduated from Forest Park in 1971, 50 years ago. So,
Right.
so I'm lucky to still be here.
Yeah.
One,
And the impact you've
yeah,
made.
right. I'm 67 years old.
Man, you
I
look
never
great,
thought
man.
I never thought I'd live to be 67.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was walking the streets of North Avenue at
Exactly
15,
right. Yep.
nah.
Yeah.
If I lived to be 50,
Right.
that's gravy. So I can understand the fatalism some of the young kids see in Baltimore. It's like,
Absolutely.
hey, I won't live to be 25.
Right.
I won't live to be 35. Point is, if you want to, yes, you can.
Right.
Just find another group of friends to hang.
I think this will be an important message to get to the kids, and because, like you said, we need more role models to say that you can do it.
Right.
And looking forward, is any other ventures or things you want to do as far as in the area that you think you want to put your hands in?
Okay. I guess one thing you said, see what you want to do, but also, like I said, we talked about earlier, the flip side, see what you don't want to do.
That's
Correct.
right.
I don't want to be on crack. I don't want to do heroin.
Right.
I don't want to get arrested.
Right.
I want to graduate from high school. I want to make a difference. So they could create their own laundry list.
Right.
And don't go back to people and situations where you know they want you to do the same old, same old.
Correct.
Hey, man, just try it one more time. Take a taste. No. Go. Hang out with us this night. No. So you got to learn to say no, too.
Right.
I guess in terms of my blessings, you know, it's important for me to share. Like I said, I go to New Psalmist Baptist Church in West Baltimore. Great minister, great congregation. I think they're going to open on July 11th, and hopefully they'll let me in. I'm on the school board for Baltimore City Public Schools.
Right.
I'm a commissioner. My whole thesis is there, let's do what's best for the kids. It's not about us, it's about
Right.
the kids. I'm on the library board. I've been on the library board for quite a while. And that's probably the best intersection of community, education, and culture
Right.
of any place
Absolutely.
in Baltimore. Any place in
Absolutely.
Baltimore.
Wow.
I agree.
I mean, how many of us have said, let's go to the library because it's quiet, I can't study at home,
Right.
and I can get away from all the riffraff.
Yep.
And I can learn something at the same time. So the library's great.
Yep. And it's
And,
air conditioned for
yeah.
those that don't have air conditioning.
All right, and I've been lucky enough to be on one for-profit board. I'm on a for-profit board. It's not a big board, but it's an opportunity for me to be engaged
Right.
and use some of my business and financial talents.
Okay.
Because my background is finance.
Right.
Always been pretty good and lucky with numbers, and it served me well.
That's
Awesome.
great. That's great.
And like I said earlier, it's important for me and people like us to share.
Right.
It's great going to those games at St. Francis, and,
Right.
and you know, I always ask Nick and Mike, you know, what can I do and what kids need help.
Right.
It's not about what help you need, Mike, or what help you need, Nick. It's what the kids need.
That's
Right.
great.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
great.
Now I see your attire here with the PWG Pac West Group. Tell us a little bit about what made you want to be affiliated with or be a part of.
Well, you and Mike Hawthorne in St. Francis School,
Right.
and what I hear from him in terms of the organization.
And where we're trying to go with it. Right.
It's you have a mission,
Yeah.
you have a vision, and probably the most important thing is you have good people working with you.
Right. I think that makes the
It's
difference.
always important to be affiliated with good people
Right.
that really want to be change agents.
Right.
And I think you guys want to be change agents.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's so refreshing to be around like-minded people.
Right.
You know, that the end result will take care of itself. Let's focus on doing the work.
Right.
And the rest will fall into place.
And you guys, it's not ego driven.
No.
It's
not at all.
it's mission driven,
Right.
which is that's what it should be.
Exactly right.
Right.
And there's a lot of love in that room.
Right.
When we all get together, a lot of love. There's a lot of trash talk. There's a lot of love.
That's
in it.
good. That's good. You guys keep each other energized.
Absolutely
That's right.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Andy, I really appreciate your time. I really do. We look forward to seeing you out here on the court here.
Okay.
See a
thank
little
you.
something. We're going to bring the camera up close and follow you around.
Okay.
See if you got some skills now.
Okay. Yeah.
Make a little highlight video
Okay.
of it.
Hopefully Chip Dorsey doesn't see this because he destroyed me this morning. But yeah, everything's good.
Yeah, I really
That's great.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, God bless.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks a lot. Hopefully I was helpful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
Wonderful.
Cheese, tell me a little bit about what you got going on with your podcast, The Peaceful Disturbance.
Well, Peaceful Disturbance is sort of like it's I would say unique podcast where we get to connect with people around the world on different issues, whether it's current events, sports, politics, things like that, and sort of like a judgment-free zone.
Okay.
Because a lot of you'll have different opinions, but I noticed that one of the things today, whether it's via social media or different things like that, is you see the constant. I mean, once people have like maybe a sentence or two of dialogue, then it goes downhill.
Right.
Whereas I'll allow people to have their opinions or whatever, and we have a healthy debate or dialogue, and
Right.
Go away with a respectful approach moving forward.
Hi, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
How are
Hey,
you?
how you doing?
Please put those on for us.
Pretty dimples.
I was going to say she had a pretty smile, but she beat me to
All right. So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what brings you out today.
Well, my name is Robin Copeland, and I come out every Sunday. Well, a lot of Sundays.
Right.
I no longer live in the area. I live
Okay.
down by Annapolis.
Oh, okay.
But I enjoy, coming out, playing some relaxing tennis and socializing. It's like a party every week.
Okay.
So it's
Now,
fun.
everybody keeps saying that it's relaxing, but I hear a lot of trash talk going on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got to do that.
Oh, okay. So it's a competitive relax.
Oh, no doubt about it. Ain't nobody's out here to lose.
I know
I heard
that's right.
that. I heard that.
No, that I know.
I hear you.
So how long have you been coming out?
I've been in the group now over 20 years.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
And then when you're not here, what do you do?
I'm retired.
Retired. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice life. Look,
That's
see,
right, I'm
we'll
retired.
get there one day, hopefully.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
That's right. No, that's right. Keep living. You'll
Good.
get there.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah, I've been retired since 2019.
Okay. And what did you used to do? Where'd you retire from?
I've retired from a healthcare company
Okay.
Okay.
in finance.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
I was a vice president of banking, investments,
Oh,
that
okay.
kind of
That's
stuff.
great.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's great.
Good. So we out here with all the who's who.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's-
about all
yeah.
that.
No,
It was a living, a way
It
to
was a
make a
living.
living. That's right.
Hey,
To
no,
live
that's
well.
right.
Yeah.
So you said you've been out here about 20 years. Tell me about some of the changes that you've seen, through being in this organization.
Oh, I've seen changes, obviously, in my game.
Uh huh.
I joined the organization because I had stopped playing tennis for a while.
Okay.
And then when I got in my 40s, I said, I'm going to do something I always enjoyed doing. And so a friend of mine introduced me to one of the members here who
Okay.
invited me to come out.
Okay.
So I came out and I started coming out. Been coming out ever since.
Right.
And I joined the group. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, Andy was
great.
talking about how we have to do something to get the young black youth back into tennis. Do you have any ideas of what we could do to try to help initiate that move?
I'm thinking get some contacts within the schools.
Okay.
That's a
Talk
great
to some
idea.
principals.
That's a great idea.
Or talk to the athletic directors or
Okay.
something like that.
Right.
And I would suggest that you start at headquarters.
Okay.
Baltimore County, school headquarters, or Baltimore City,
Mm-hmm.
headquarters, and see who's the top athletic
Right.
director person, and
Right.
tell them what you're trying to
Right.
do. Yeah, I think it would be great.
Right, because I know there's been a fall off with black youth in baseball, and part of the argument was that it costs so much to put together a baseball team. But with tennis, it's a racket and a couple balls.
Yeah, until you go
Yeah,
indoors.
so you- that's
yeah,
right.
you got
you get into that, right.
club. Yeah,
Right. But as far as coming
Come
out
on.
and learning how to play and play
Yeah.
the game, the cost is minimal.
right. Because
Right.
these are public courts,
Right.
and they should be used.
Mhm.
I would like to see a lot more young people, get into tennis. It's a great game.
Right.
and you can, play it in your upper years and all.
Right.
It's fun.
You also think that the youth playing tennis, do you think that can serve as a vehicle for the further kids' education? Because we don't take part in that, like you said, like we used to. And I think a lot of scholarships can be gained from the tennis aspect. Do you kind of agree with that, or?
Well, yes. I think the fact that we're seeing ourselves in the tournaments, major tournaments, and the Grand Slams, it's a great thing.
Right.
We seeing a TFO over in from DC area, and the black females are now getting into it. You'll see. I believe you'll see more of that because young people now are watching them play.
Okay.
So it's good.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's also they need to get the exposure. Tennis is not a sport that's taught in schools.
Right.
I didn't take tennis until I was in college.
Okay.
It's one of my college classes. I took it, and just to learn the proper rules of the game and everything like that.
Right.
But it would be a good thing. It's a good mental game. You got to think.
Right.
I think that'll help them. Yeah, and help them build confidence.
Absolutely.
Which is very important
Right.
for developing kids.
So I just have two easy questions. Hopefully they're easy.
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to see you out here on the court kicking some butt? And what did you bring to add to the table of food over there?
Well, they tried to bribe me to make my famous potato salad.
And that's what I heard.
Oh,
That's the only reason why I'm out here. So you tell me it's not over there?
no, it's not. And it's not because Memorial Day I was playing tennis down where I live. And I went to get a backhand ball, and I slipped. There was some sand on the court. I went down on my left shoulder.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be playing right now. And I get an MRI tomorrow,
Okay.
and I see the orthopedic on the 30th.
So we're going to edit this
to
out
see.
so after the fact.
Yeah. But otherwise, I would play, but I get the MRI tomorrow.
Gotcha.
I played yesterday hard. I still been playing.
Right.
I got a question for you. It's kind of a twist. You being a well-respected woman, business professional woman, and over the past year and a half, obviously this pandemic has taken a toll on everyone. But from my point of view, the black woman, in my opinion, has been the catalyst to have a lot of things being so-called normalized again, whether it's politically, in the field of medicine.
Right.
What do you take from that as far as the young ladies looking at, whether it be a Stephanie Abrams or some of the other doctors who contributed to the vaccine?
Exactly.
And I don't think black people realize what the black woman has done in the last year and a half.
What the impact has
Speak
been,
to that and what the young girls can get from this.
Well, hopefully, if it's not, it's got to be talked about in the homes as well as, and hopefully in the schools. My parents always taught us to know about current events, know what's going on, read the paper, and we talked about things like that. So hopefully parents are sharing, what's going on with the young ladies that they're raising. I went to an all-girls public high school, the oldest all-girls public high school in the country. There's one in Philadelphia, but Western High School. You heard of Poly Western?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'm a Western graduate.
Okay.
So,
A dove.
I'm a dove.
Yeah.
By the way, the
Absolutely.
women, when I was a kid, the girls at Western were so beautiful. That's another.
That's a whole nother story.
We used to have.
Of course.
I mean,
Of
I went to
course.
Northern High School, but
Okay.
But man, anyway, that's not.
Right. So I, through that, going to school there and just who I am as a person, that helped me strive
Gotcha.
to go forward and do things. So I've always been kind of like a go-getter kind
Gotcha.
of person.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's why I like tennis.
Yeah.
I'm very aggressive.
Yeah.
The
you
guys are afraid when I go up at the net.
Well,
Oh, man.
look, I don't know. Look, she'll kind of look at you with her pretty eyes.
And
You
give that
like,
look
wait a minute, hold on.
What you gonna say now?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, on that note, I don't want any trouble.
That's right. That's
I
right.
know that's right.
That's right.
Good.
Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time out and coming and
Well,
talking to us.
thank you guys
Really
for being
appreciate
here.
it.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know,
Yes,
Coach
ma'am.
Wells is a great guy, and he brought
Oh,
us out.
he
and,
is.
He wanted to shed some light on what you guys do out here, and it seems to be awesome. And I love the fellowship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a good time. You haven't, when you get over there and hear the conversations that go on, you can't help but your stomach will hurt when you leave here.
Right.
Because they're
Great.
crazy.
That's great.
I'll leave the microphones on this side.
Yeah, please
I don't think
do.
all them those conversations are meant for everybody
That's right.
to hear.
That's right. But it was nice talking to you guys, and
Yes,
best
ma'am.
luck
Yes,
in
ma'am.
what
Appreciate
you're doing.
Yes, thank
ma'am.
you very much.
If you ever need to reach me, Wells knows how to get in touch.
Okay, I sure
Yes,
will.
ma'am.
That was great.
Oh man, you gotta love it. Well, like you said, people don't take note of what all has transpired since the pandemic, and the role that so many black women have played.
Yeah.
But now back to talking about the peaceful disturbance and how you allow everyone to voice their opinion, whether they agree with what your doctrine may be or not. So give me your feedback on the latest verdict that came out on Chauvin.
Well, in my eyes, it was predictable.
Okay.
I didn't feel that he would get the max. 22 years just doesn't seem right for a public lynching
Right.
in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the times that we're going to have to get through and still fight for.
Right.
So yeah.
22 years, and there was something about the judge stating that he was going to separate the charges.
Yeah.
And some people that haven't been involved with the legal system don't understand what that really means. A lot of times, judges will do that so that if you appeal one of the charges,
That's right.
you still have to come back and fight the other
That's right.
charge, rather than making it all one concurrent sentence.
That's right.
So again, the plight that we have as black people in this country is going to be an ongoing fight, unfortunately. But we have to see this as a small step in the right direction.
Sure.
Because there's been so many other situations where the officer was caught on camera and still walked out with no issues, no charges being raised, nothing like that whatsoever.
That's right.
So again, small steps in the right direction, if you will. And again, not taking away anything from the crime that was committed or Mr. Floyd losing his life. It's just frustrating. I don't want to applaud someone going to prison. I want to applaud the act being justified, if you will. With justice being met, if you want to call it that. If you want to call this, some people want to see the man rot in jail.
Yeah.
But if you take away the emotion out of the situation and just try to play it by the law, I can live with the 22.5-year sentence.
But I'll leave it at this because we got a great guest on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure that was one incident. Imagine the last 100 years, how many of those incidents
That weren't caught on camera.
that weren't on camera.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
I'll leave it at that.
And all the ones that were and still had no result.
That's right.
That is true. All right, well, back here at the Coach's Corner, we got our next guest. Tell us a little bit introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Marshall Scroggins, member of Midtown Tennis Club since 1974.
Since
Wow.
74.
Wow.
I wasn't even in grade school yet. Ooh, man. So tell me about your game first.
Well, how can I say this? A lot of folks don't like to play me because I like to make a move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You always hit the ball better if you don't have to move.
That's correct.
So if they're moving,
You can take advantage of that.
I can take advantage.
So you're a
of it.
tactician. Then.
Yes.
You're trying to pick. Okay.
He's in what they call the war of attrition.
The war of attrition.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
So what got you to fall in love with tennis? Because if you're still playing this in 74, you're definitely in love with it.
Well, I played basketball, football in high school, and I guess my first love was basketball. And
Okay.
then what happened is, you grow older, you grow out. I played a little bit in junior college, and then I got out, and there were some adult leagues. And then we did pickup games.
Right.
So you do pickup games. And then the guys started getting mad, like, I'm going to go to my car. I said, I got to
I'm done
change
with
this up.
Exactly right.
I'm done with this. Is
Right.
there something else that could give me that same kind of feeling?
Mm-hmm.
And I found that tennis fills it in for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the club here and what it does and what it has to offer.
Well, like I said, the club, we started playing around 74, and then I think we got maybe chartered between 74 and 77.
Okay.
And we've been playing in this park since, it was used to be clay courts here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the white guys, the white folks had it. And then you had to stand in line, and sometimes they wouldn't honor you signing your name and your
Okay.
time. And then they finally died out,
Mm-hmm.
and then they turned the courts into hard courts.
Right.
And then we've been here like every summer from May through September, and normally this big celebration we're having down here today,
Right.
that was every weekend.
Okay.
We'd fill these courts, and like we would give you we collect the money, sure, you set up the food
Right.
next week,
Okay.
and over again. So we've run that way. We run a bus trip to the U.S. Open,
Okay.
Oh wow.
every year.
You guys still do that?
Well, we didn't do it
Obviously
last year.
because of
COVID,
right.
right.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to figure out, will people sit still on a bus for 4 hours going,
Right.
I would love to
4
get
hours
on that
coming?
trip.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll
I
make
would
that
love
trip.
to. I want to
Yeah.
get on that.
I've never
trip.
been. Yeah.
Okay, never. It's something to see.
Yes.
To walk the grounds and watch it. Watch it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. The one of the earlier guests talked about needing to get black youth back into the game of tennis. Any ideas you have on what we could do to help facilitate that? How do we get the youth into the game?
Well, I have tried in my family. I've had probably 4 potential Venus Williams, and even with my daughter,
Right.
I carried her to a certain level, and then she said, "Dad, my hair," and I'm like, if you get the Venus, you can have yourself a hairdresser
Right, exactly
traveling
right.
with you.
Exactly
24/7.
right.
Right, 24/7.
On call.
And so I've had some young ladies that I've taught, and then they've bowed out.
Right.
My own granddaughter, I've got her going, but she has some medical problems now.
Okay.
But I think they just have to kind of, the parents have to be into it, and then the kid has to accept that game.
Okay.
Because I've had my niece's daughter, she was so good, I took her, and these coaches, they wanted her to play, and she was beating people well above her. And then one day she decided, well, I don't want to do this. I want to play basketball.
How about that?
So I don't know how you can grab them and have them like, in our day, it was a basketball bouncing. There was only one basketball, so we all went to play.
Correct.
We wanted to play. We wanted to get better.
Right.
Now I think there's too many distractions.
Too many distractions. Right.
Yeah, too many. With the
Social media, and
yeah.
all the other opportunities now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, so
that
it's hard.
definitely makes
Yeah.
sense.
And it takes dedication, because in order to get good, you got to hit 1 million balls.
Right.
1 million balls. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Once you hit 1 million balls, then
Yeah. Then you get there.
you
Exactly
get
right.
there. Yes.
Oh yeah. Now tell me a little bit about what you do when you're not here.
Oh, I am retired after working about 40 years for the government.
Okay.
So
Wow.
So that's basically it for me.
So you just get to relax now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 2 days a week, I do this. Keep straight.
Right.
I got a gym in the house, so I kind of like work out in the
Okay.
gym. So
Stay fit.
so I can win the war of attrition.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Now, of the group that we've saw, since we've been here since about 9 o'clock.
Right.
The trash talking has faded in and out, but there's a few guys that are trash talking the entire time.
Right. Yeah.
Who's your biggest competition out here? Now this is being recorded now.
Well, unfortunately, we've lost the last 2 weeks to the guys we've been playing, but we beat them 4 weeks in a row
Before that, okay.
before that.
So they're holding bragging rights right now, though.
For the last 2 weeks, they're
Okay.
holding it. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a very diplomatic. That was
diplomatic.
a government,
That was a-
48 government
That's
answer.
a government answer. This man has been well trained.
Yeah. That was a government answer.
Oh man, are you originally from Baltimore?
Yes.
Yeah. Where'd you go to high school?
Forest Park High
Forest
School.
Park.
Yeah. That was my. I went to a Catholic elementary school,
Okay.
and it was run by the Oblate Sisters of Providence.
Okay.
Coach Wells is familiar with them now, but they were black nuns.
Nuns, correct.
So my first introduction to white folks was, going to Forest Park, and I said, "Whoa, okay,
This is different.
This is different." Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I really thank you for your time. I really appreciate you coming out, and
Okay.
we love the fellowship that you guys have going on here. This is awesome.
Okay.
Now, is there anything on that table of food over there that we should definitely get first?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's your recommendation?
Seafood salad. I
It's
made
all
that.
That's enough. There it is. Seafood salad.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah. Everything else, a lot of that stuff is store bought. But
Oh, okay. This is the good stuff.
I laid that out.
Okay.
Wait a minute, that wasn't such a diplomatic
yeah,
answer.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm being real answer.
I'm telling you that now because they will eat it up.
That's right.
And
Before we get over there.
then all you have is chicken wings.
Right.
Okay.
Now we were actually brought out here on the premise of somebody making this world famous potato salad,
I don't
and then
know
we
what you-
found out
she
that
was here. She fell on her
Right,
shoulder. It takes her
so-
3 days to make this potato
yeah,
salad.
that's what. So I got to come back again
Yeah,
to get some of
right.
this potato salad. Oh, thank you very much. I
Thanks,
truly
man.
appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
That was great. That's
So,
a lot of
right,
fun.
We're out here learning a whole bunch today, huh?
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. I'm so glad I'm out here. It's great.
And the thing that amazes me is you got 2 decades of black excellence out here, and I don't mean on the court. I mean they took their passion for this game and went off into their lives and came back and still networking.
I don't know. As Andy said, I mean, you talking about a lot of these beautiful people working 30, 40, 50 years in their field.
Right.
So, I mean, it's fantastic.
Now, as always, this is the Coach's Corner, so there's we cannot have a conversation just about tennis and one sport. We got to talk about as many sports as possible. Now, last night, for those that don't know, that don't have a box, like my brother Michael Hawthorne, who missed the fight. Sorry that you missed the fight. Javante Tank Davis moving up 2 weight classes. Was that 11th round? I think it was 11th round.
Yes.
Got the knockout. Technical knockout. That's technical knockout? You the boxing expert.
Yeah.
Technical knockout. He beat that man bad. Tell me your view about the fight.
It was a good fight. It was a good test for him moving up 2 weight classes. Mario Barrios was the previously undefeated. Good, solid boxer.
The Aztec Warrior.
Yeah, I think as the fight went on, a lot of the body shots began to take a toll on Barrios. And
Right.
Tank is what you consider a animal. He has a different gear. Now, I'm interested to see when he steps it up again in competition
Right.
to see what happens. But we'll get to it more. We got another great guest on here. I want to
Let's
keep the
see
ball
let's see
rolling.
what's going on. We serve it up to you, man. Please tell us your name and tell us how long you've been coming out here and playing tennis with these folks.
My name is Angela Bankins, and I've been playing with Midtown since for like 35 years.
Wow. That's great. That's
Awesome.
great.
Yes.
So now, the thing that I have to ask everybody when they first sit in the chair is, when we got here, not knowing what to expect, we heard a lot of trash talking. And I won't say that it was only from the men. Care to elaborate?
Oh, well, I mean, that's a part of the game. You come out and you talk big, and you just got to back
Just
it
gotta
up
back
when
it
you
up.
play.
Okay. And you're doing that, I'm assuming?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what? How did you come about joining Midtown?
Well, actually, I was playing a little in my neighborhood, and I happened to walk into it was a golf shop,
Okay.
and I was looking for some tennis gear.
Okay.
And I thought, well, maybe this golf shop might have something that I could get.
Right.
And when I walked in, actually the manager who was there at the time told me about the Midtown Tennis Club.
Okay.
And so I came out, and at the time, I wasn't as strong as I am now.
Okay.
But they worked with me, and they helped me to improve my game. And the rest is just history.
Awesome.
I just love it. I
Awesome.
just love it.
That's wonderful.
So now, what do you do when you're not here beating people in tennis and talking trash to them?
Well, I try to play a lot of tennis, so it's not. But other than that, I just, to me, physical fitness
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
is just so important. So I do
Thanks.
try to just work out regularly, and I've just been mostly working on my house and just that type of thing.
Okay.
And I do try to volunteer, in the community, and so that's pretty much how I spend. But I spend a lot of time playing tennis. But I also like to ride my bike and walk and do other,
Okay, so you really physically fit.
Well, it's just so important. It's so important.
Miss Angela, where'd you grow up?
In Maryland. Actually, I grew up right around on Rosedale Street.
Oh, yeah. What high school did you go to?
I went to Keele, Archbishop Keele.
Another Catholic.
Yes.
Catholic
Yes.
high
So
school.
there's a lot of ties here. So, do you know Coach Wells?
Well, I know him now.
Now, okay.
I didn't know him before I
Growing up,
started playing
okay.
with Midtown.
Oh, okay.
But since I've been playing with Midtown, I mean, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many nice, great people here. So, which is why I've been here for as long as I have.
Right. It seems like there's a real family and real camaraderie here.
Yes.
And when we got here early, as the people were pouring in, it was like the brightness that people that would show up. They were such love and warmth, And then trash talks right away. Like, hey, good to see you. I love you. Glad that. Now I'm gonna beat your butt all here on this court.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Friends afterwards, but when you on the court,
Right. Got to tear you down.
Seems
That's
like
right.
a family affair.
Yeah.
Especially in these times. Like you said, Miss Angela, you stay busy, doing things to keep you going and motivated. Over the last year and a half, it's been tough on everyone. How have you managed to get through this pandemic situation? How's it affected
COVID
you?
was hard.
Yeah.
COVID for me was very, very hard because I missed my friend. I missed the social, interaction with people. You talk to people on the phone and you would do Zoom, but it's nothing
not the
like
same.
Not the same.
No, it's not. It's nothing like looking somebody in the eye. It's nothing like getting a hug. It's nothing like it. So, last year was hard. It was hard, and it's so nice to just be able to just come out and just have fun. Just come
That's
out and
right.
breathe. Come out and talk to
That's
your
true.
friends and
Right.
play tennis with your friends and just. I'm just so thankful, that we've gotten to this point.
Right.
It was a hard journey.
Now, other than working out, what did you do as your way of life? What was your career?
I was a computer programmer. I was into I was an IT specialist.
IT specialist, okay.
Yes, I worked with computers, computer programming, database management, that type of thing.
Awesome.
Wow.
Have you retired yet?
I like to say I'm in transition.
In transition.
Yes.
All right. we might get there one day. We might get the transition.
I don't know, Miss Angela. In your shape, you can work another 80 years. You'll be good. So I ain't even gonna say you're retiring. You're in great shape. So
Well,
man.
thank you.
that's
So now, are we going to see you on the court today?
Well, I was playing earlier. I played singles.
Okay.
But now it's pretty hot. So
So you'll let
I
it
don't
cool
know.
off a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, might be it for today.
Might be it for, okay.
For
yeah,
me.
it's getting a little steamy.
Yes.
So when you were playing your singles, were you victorious?
No, that this time I was not victorious. However, I did let my opponent know we would be playing again.
There
That's
you go.
right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So
That's right.
Do you guys keep track of wins and losses versus whom?
It depends on who you're playing with.
Okay.
Now, sometimes when you're just playing matches, you don't keep track.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
in your mind,
Right.
but you don't actually keep track.
Okay.
But so no, like the person who I was playing today, no,
Okay.
we were just having fun.
Just having some fun. Gotcha.
Right,
But the
right.
competitive ones, you keep track of that.
Well, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, like I said, he won today, but I let him know we will be playing again next week.
There you
See
go.
how she shook her
Yeah,
head?
you see
Like,
that,
yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
not over.
Uh-huh.
No.
It ain't over.
No.
Now, we've noticed the smorgasbord over there on the table spread out. What item over there is thanks to Miss Angela?
Oh, I did the tuna salad.
The tuna salad.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So we got to add that to our list. Okay. Yeah. And our previous guest brought some seafood salad.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Marshall.
Marshall, yes.
Yes.
Well, Ms. Angela, I really thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
That
you
was
for
great.
being here.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Great.
We'll
That's
try to bring a
awesome.
little awareness to the Midtown Club, and hopefully we get the word out that there's some tennis going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be wonderful. Tennis is such a great game. It's
Right.
it's not, it's a live chess game. That's
Right.
how I
That's
look
true.
at it.
Exactly
Good
right.
point.
You
Good way to
know.
put it. Good way to put it.
So, I encourage anybody who's interested in playing tennis, pick up a racket and just get moving.
Come on out. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
awesome.
And you guys, please feel free to come down and join us.
I thank
Sure
you very
will.
much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, another wonderful guest.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to come out here every Sunday.
I know, right?
You should.
That's
And
right.
pick up a tennis racket.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
I'm going to try some of Marshall's seafood salad.
Yeah.
See if he know what he's talking about. He say he knows
Well,
something.
I'm quite sure it's pretty good.
He say he knows something. Let's find out. Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about Tank before our guest came over. You think he's gonna whoop in another weight class?
No.
Okay.
He may I mean he could eventually, but he may test the water at 140, I guess, or 135, because there's still some great opponents at 135 that he may have to see. But I was really impressed. People don't realize. People think, okay, you're going up 2 weight classes. It's just 10 pounds.
Right.
8-10 pounds. That's a lot of weight, especially for a boxer.
Right.
So I was thoroughly impressed with
And
him.
to go up against someone
Hey.
already in that weight class.
That's right.
Right. Whose body's used to carrying that weight
Yeah.
around.
That's true.
So we have a first. We gonna have to move the camera around for this guest. Would you do us the favor and lift up one of your feet so we can see these shoes?
Nice.
Look at those things. There, boy. Woo, woo.
They lost since I got him.
And when you come out here and you got pink shoes on, you got to be able to play. And he said he hasn't lost since he's been out here.
There you go.
Now, we were watching you earlier serve a little bit. We had somebody over here trying to see if they could, critique your game a little bit. He left now. I won't say which
he's
competitor it
gone?
is. Yeah, he gone.
Okay.
But, if you can see who was sitting in the seat earlier, you'll know who it was. So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what brings you out here.
Yeah, I'm Evan Welch, or everybody calls me Asher. That's
Asher.
my nickname. I'm out here with the Midtown Club. Just have fun on Sundays.
That's it. How long you been coming out?
It's got to be at least 10 years.
Okay.
A minimum of 10 years.
All right.
Yeah.
And are you a partaker in the trash talk?
Yeah, everybody trash talks.
Everybody.
Everybody gets a turn. If you miss it this week, maybe next week you'll get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So what made you fall in love with the game of tennis?
It's a whole bunch of reasons. I played growing up. I'm originally from Jamaica.
Okay.
Grew up in Jamaica. Born in Jamaica. I'm a soccer player basically.
Okay.
And it was 7 of us, 6 boys,
Okay.
1 girl.
Okay.
So we played different sports, all kind of sports, track and field, soccer, cricket,
Right.
volleyball. Tennis was one of the sports we played.
Okay.
And then when I came here to the United States to play soccer, and I injured my knee, so I needed something so I started concentrating more on playing tennis.
Okay.
After I injured my knee and I stopped playing. I had 1 knee surgery and I said that was
enough.
So I started playing more tennis. So I started coming out to the different parks, and I ended up here one day, and I liked it.
Right.
The guys everybody was friendly. So I just stuck it out. Became almost like family.
Right.
That's great.
And you can definitely see that out here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Now, even though it's a family atmosphere, who's your biggest rival?
Marshall Scroggins. Because he does the most trash talking.
Yeah, exactly right. So now you know who was talking about that serve over there.
He does the most trash talking.
Right.
So it's been a rival every Sunday morning. 4 of us are the first 4 out here.
Okay.
We're out here 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Then we start playing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So when we play every Sunday morning, we play at least 2 sets.
Okay.
Yeah. And then whoever wins got the bragging rights for the day.
That's exactly right. You better believe it.
Yeah.
And
But
what do you
it's
do when you're not out here playing tennis?
Just sitting at home. I'm retired.
Retired now?
Yeah, I'm retired. Originally I came to the United States as a professional soccer player.
Okay.
Wow.
I played for the team in Baltimore. Well, 2 of us. I've got an identical twin.
Okay.
So we split the country. He lives on the West Coast. I stay.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, but we played with the original when the professional league started in
That was the Baltimore Blast?
No,
No.
the Baltimore Blast is the indoor team.
It's the indoor team, okay.
The Baltimore Bays in
Bays, okay.
67.
67,
They
okay.
played at Memorial Stadium. A lot
Okay.
of people don't
On
remember.
Alameda and 33rd.
I had a friend.
Right.
You know a gentleman named Alan Cupid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper and I are good friends.
That's my buddy.
He's from
That's
Trinidad.
my buddy.
Trinidad.
That's my buddy.
As a matter of fact, when we came over, Alan and Kenny Joseph.
I've heard of him. He talked about him quite
Right,
a bit.
Alan and Kenny came from Trinidad as like apprentice players.
Yeah.
They were amateur players with the club. And there were 2 other guys from Jamaica, Winston Earl.
He told me about Winston.
We're all good friends. We're like buddies, and we kind of lived together.
Okay.
You know, during those years when we played. So
Yeah, he's one of my good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah, Alan.
He's a good customer of mine. But
Small
yeah.
world. Small
yeah.
world.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. So my brother and I played on the Bays. Then when the Bays folded, I went to Kansas City. I played 1 year in Kansas City, and I came back here. I think the league folded. I went to Philadelphia for a tryout and injured my knee.
Oh, okay.
Was that one? Yeah, I think that's the second time I injured the same knee.
Okay.
So when they checked it, they said, "Oh, you're gonna need surgery, but you can still play. But if you play on it, they might have to go in so often to scope it out
Right.
because the bone, the 2
It's
bones,
rubber.
that's it.
Yeah.
The bone chipped
Oh,
the
okay.
fragments on the bone,
Gotcha.
so it would just tear up the cartilage." I
Right.
said, "No, I want to at least run around and play. I don't want to walk around with a stiff
Right.
knee." So I gave it up
Okay.
and
Understand.
started playing more tennis,
Right.
just as exercise. You know, I said, "Oh, do running or biking." I said, "There's no competition in,
Right.
in the biking. You know, you
just
ride by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's biking." So
Right.
tennis was more competitive.
Right.
Because I grew up with
Always
brothers and one sister that ran track. My twin brother played soccer. For Jamaica. Both of us played for Jamaica at the same time. My youngest brother played soccer. After we left, he got on the national team.
Okay.
And then I think my oldest brother, he played soccer, and the one that followed him, we all played soccer.
Okay.
Because in Jamaica, it was soccer, cricket. The sports in Jamaica is track and field is number 1.
Okay.
Soccer is number 2, and then cricket.
Okay.
What part of Jamaica did you?
I'm from Kingston.
Okay.
I grew up
Okay.
in Kingston,
Okay. Yeah.
How often do you get back?
yeah. We used to go back once a year. My brother, who lives in California, me, my friend, my lady friend, and him and his wife and a couple other people
Okay.
usually go down. We stay in Sandals and Ocho Rios.
Ocho Rios, yeah.
Yeah. And it's good there because we know people on the property that
Oh,
work
okay.
on the property. So
Okay.
That's great. That's great.
So they go there, they take care of them, is what that means.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, even if we got to go down to Kingston, there's a guy that that has a transportation business,
Okay.
and he used to be a cop in Jamaica,
Okay.
but he one of the top cops. He used to be one of the bodyguards for 2 prime ministers.
Oh, wow.
wow.
So he knows all the little nooks and crannies. So
Right.
he
Yeah.
takes us.
Okay.
He takes us places. We didn't know about this place.
That's right.
You know, so
That's crazy.
yes, but we have a lot of fun when we go down. We play tennis, you know, and then we made friends with the guy who's a pro on the property.
Okay.
So every morning we go out, we hit with him.
Okay.
You know, so we have a lot of fun.
That's great.
Great.
That's great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we didn't go down this year because of the COVID.
Because of COVID,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. So
Right.
I don't know when we're gonna get to go down.
But I'm sure it'll happen.
When
I'm sure that.
yeah, when it straightens out, we go down.
Right.
Yeah, go down and have fun.
Yeah. So now, what dish over there has your name on it? 'Cause we got to go sample a little bit of everything.
Now,
No,
wait a minute,
they-
before you say
No,
anything.
they getting me over there.
Yeah.
Marshall calling calling me Burn.
Yeah.
Bernie. Because I always make the Jamaican jerk chicken.
See, I was gonna say every person I know from Jamaica can really cook.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah.
I know it's pretty good.
Yeah, I make the jerk chicken, but
Yeah.
I didn't make it. I had it like Marshall teased and said, yeah, he marinated his stuff for 4 days. And then this morning I put it in the oven, walk off, left it, put it on broil, walked off, left it, and it burned up.
So the trash talking is not just on the floor; it's
Oh,
outside
no, it's
there.
everywhere.
That's funny.
Because Marshall is a good cook, too.
Okay.
That's
Marshall's
great.
a good
That's
cook.
great.
Yeah, so,
Awesome.
So they tease it. They're getting on me about that. They say they're mouth watering for jerk chicken and they can't even get any.
That's right. That's right.
Because I burned it up.
Oh man. Well, so we got the burnt up jerk chicken and the world famous potato salad didn't make this trip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Yeah. Robin was supposed to make the potato salad.
Right.
Yeah.
But they called it the deal potato
The
salad.
deal.
Right.
And Marshall make one they call the Windsor.
The Windsor. Right.
Wow.
He lives up back in Windsor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they called it the Windsor salad versus the deal salad.
The deal. That's great.
Oh man.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun when we come out and play.
Yeah, I see.
And they called it the lion tree. They said that's why the tree died. Because they told too many lies.
That's right. That's right. Look, the lies went down to the root.
To the roots. Oh man, the lion tree. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for
Okay.
coming by and talking
Thanks
with
a
us.
lot. Okay.
Definitely.
All
You
right.
enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay. Tell Alan, okay.
I sure
I
will.
think I texted him the other day. I usually talk to him ever so often.
I'll
Yeah.
probably see him tomorrow. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
I don't think he plays tennis, though.
No,
No. I don't even know if he plays cricket.
I don't think Alan plays cricket.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think he was a goalkeeper, so
Yeah,
his skill wasn't that tough.
that's right. That's right.
The trash talking is,
Look,
is
I ain't
still
gonna tell
going
him
on.
that. Look, I'll be like, that's between y'all. I'm gonna stay out of that.
The trash talking continues.
That's athletes.
right.
Athletes
You
are
better
all
believe
like
it.
that. All like
There's
that.
no days off.
Whatever sport it is, they
That's
all
true.
trash talk.
That's
They
a
all
very good
trash
point.
So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, man. Well, thank you again. Really appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot, man.
Yes, sir.
That was good.
Oh yeah. So we got a little island flavor added to the broadcast today.
I
This
was
ain't
just
bad.
listening to who was it? It's Bob Marley, No Woman, No Cry.
No woman,
Yeah,
no cry.
yeah.
By Jonathan Butler.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was it? I said,
Yeah.
Oh, who was that? I
Right.
said, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
That record.
Oh
All right,
man.
thanks.
Yes, sir. So a little different for us, but having a great time so far.
Yeah.
You know? Our next guest is hitting this way.
This is the guy we beat up every Sunday.
It seems to be the whipping post coming up. The guy that loses most matches. We're gonna find out. We're gonna get his side of the story. If you guys hear us chewing in the microphone, we apologize. This
I
seafood
know, right?
salad is really good. And Mike was supposed to buy breakfast this morning, but failed to come through. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
All right. All
We,
right.
we have zero complaints.
All right.
You know, before you introduce yourself, we want to know why everyone is saying that you have the most losses in the whole club.
They do a lot of lying on me.
We heard that was the lion tree over there.
Yes.
So introduce yourself and tell us what brings you out today.
My name is James Howard. I joined the club maybe 20 years ago,
Okay.
and I know Sunday. I can come out here, have a little church service, and play tennis with some good people.
There you go. Right. And you've been here 20 years, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
20 years. I left and went home to Kentucky for a little while.
Okay.
Came back, and I knew Sunday morning
You could be here.
I
Right.
would be here.
Right. So you're originally from Kentucky?
Yeah.
Okay. What brings you to Baltimore?
My daughter.
Okay.
My daughter's mother moved back to Baltimore,
Okay.
and I wanted to be involved in my daughter's life.
Absolutely
so
right.
That's great.
I'm
Here we
here.
go. Yep, that's it.
What part of Kentucky did you grow up in?
I grew up in a little small town called Stanford,
Okay.
Kentucky.
Okay.
And then I moved to Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
Okay.
So college sports is big there, huh?
Well, the Cardinals and the Wildcats.
That's
so
it.
that's it.
Kentucky is such a unique place, and I don't know if a lot of people know Kentucky because it borders on Indiana, and you have a different mix of different things. Kentucky also horse racing,
Horse racing
is
is
huge
huge,
in
right.
Kentucky,
Huge.
Yeah.
and I mean it's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's a unique area. My favorite boxer of all time, Muhammad Ali, obviously.
Right.
And so yeah, that's pretty unique. And what was your profession? What?
Well, I was in the service.
Okay.
It took me to San Antonio, Indiana, and then I moved to Denver for a while.
Okay.
Loved it. Loved San Antonio as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back to Kentucky, and then I came to Baltimore.
Okay.
Wow.
Also, it's borders on Ohio.
Ohio.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
Cincinnati.
Yes.
Yeah, that
got
area.
And actually, if I'm not mistaken, where the Ali Museum is right across the river from Ohio. Am I correct?
It's right across from the Ohio River.
The Ohio
Yeah,
River.
River.
I'm sorry.
Borders
Yes.
on the Ohio River.
Yes.
And actually, I was in Kentucky when they did this funeral parade. I was right there on
Wow.
Broadway
Wow.
with hundreds of other people.
Yeah, that's
I was
incredible.
there.
That's incredible.
So how'd you fall in love with tennis? Because to be doing it 20 years, you got to love it.
Actually, me and my ex-wife, we just decided we wanted to play it one time, and we
Okay.
went out and was hitting balls over the fence, and just trying to get to
Just trying,
learn,
right.
and then fell in love with it.
How about that?
Fell in love with it.
Yeah.
She actually turned out to be a better player than myself at one point. And, she won quite a few tournaments. She and I could not play together.
I ain't gonna touch that one. I'm not gonna touch that one.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's a great game. And as you know, great people.
That's
Right.
right.
Great
Absolutely.
people. Tennis people
We've
are
had a
good
wonderful time today.
people. Yeah, good people.
And one of the previous guests that came up mentioned about the issue with black youth getting involved with the sport. Do you have any ideas on what could be done to help facilitate getting more black youth into the game?
Well, I think it's up to like our club, the Baltimore Tennis Club. Actually, when I was in Louisville, I was in the West Side Tennis Club.
Okay.
They were seriously involved with getting youth involved with tennis. They would do training maybe 2 or 3 times a week with
Okay.
youth, trying to get them involved in tennis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Because we got to do something.
And that's, I think we need to take a little bit of responsibility for that.
Sure.
I agree.
Being tennis clubs, we should get some youth involved because it's fading fast. When
Right.
you go out to the park, like you go out to Drew Hill Park,
Yeah,
very few youths are playing tennis.
Right.
that's true.
Right.
Very few.
Got to come up with something. So I've asked a few of the guests who their biggest rival is. Who's your biggest rival out here? Who do you keep score of when you win or lose? That's the big one. What's the personal match?
Those 2 guys we were playing, the guy that just left here, and his partner, we've had a good match going for quite some time.
Okay.
They beat us the past couple of weeks, and you would have think that they've been winning all the time, the way they're mouthing off, the past couple of weeks.
Right.
But we're like way ahead of them, so
Gotcha. Okay.
we let them talk.
Right.
Because we get ours in,
And I see the liveliness is starting to pick up over there under the lion tree.
Yeah, it's a good time had by all.
Right.
Little libations. We call it a little bit of kickapoo is what we
Kick a
call
pool.
it.
There you go. Uh-huh. But
And,
it's good to see wonderful people from different walks of life,
Absolutely.
all with a common passion, and it fits. It works well.
It does. It does. This is the average crowd.
Right. Okay.
You know, not just because it's a special day.
Right.
This is about the average crowd that's here every Sunday.
Okay.
And I would say half of the people are not even in the club.
Okay.
But, you know, they know that they're going to be able to play some tennis here on
Right.
Sunday morning.
Okay.
So that's where
They come through. All right. I'm only disappointed that I didn't get to taste this world famous potato salad I was hearing so much about.
Ah, the 3-day potato
three-day potato
salad.
salad, yeah.
I don't think she didn't make it this
She
time.
said she
no.
injured her shoulder, so she
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
yeah.
3-day potato salad. You know that's got to be good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was I think Miss Angela was her name, right?
Now, Robin is the one that
Robin
makes
No,
it.
I'm talking about Miss Angela
Miss
when I
Angela's
was
there,
asked
yeah.
about the pandemic.
Right.
Now,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know it feels good to be back out here. Did the pandemic have any kind of effects on you? How did it affect your life during the last year and a half?
Well, for a minute, I thought I may have had it
Okay.
early on, but it was so. I didn't have any of the breathing problems or anything like that. I was sick for a couple of weeks and missed playing, but it kept you in the house. I mean, it kind of puts you in a slight depressive state.
Sure,
Because,
that's exactly
you know,
right.
Absolutely does.
Not being able to do your normal routines, you know, and be with people.
Right. And for someone that's out here playing tennis every week, you're active, so now you're just stuck in the house, and it had to be frustrating.
Yeah, you know, gain weight, you know. The
Oh,
whole
yeah,
nine
I'm still
yards, you
dealing
know.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, getting out of shape. It's like starting all over
That's true.
again.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah.
we made it through it, and, you know, most of the people here, everybody's here, so glad of that.
That's great. That's
Um,
great.
Only knew a few people that it touched.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm thankful that you guys had us out here today. Really appreciative. Thank you for coming by and talking with us.
my pleasure.
Definitely
My pleasure.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys
You know?
being here.
And
That's great.
we hope to see you again. Coach Wells will have us out here, I'm sure.
A great man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Great
That's my
man.
guy. That's my guy. Absolutely.
Well, look, thank you guys. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, Cheese, tell me a little bit about what do you think? Okay. Yeah. So, what do you think about the idea of being in your 70s and still being physically active?
Well, that's
playing a
wonderful.
sport.
And that's a great tone to set in the black community. Because we all struggle with whether it be weight or high blood pressure or
Diabetes.
different things,
Yep.
diabetes. And it's good to see the, you know, what I call these, what would be the proper term? Like, I don't want to say older people, but because to me they're gold mine.
Gold mine.
Yeah,
Nothing but knowledge
yeah,
coming out.
just staying and active and yep.
So our
Hey, how
next
you doing,
guest
man?
is our last guest, but I want those
Put this
to
on?
know, yes sir, that when I first got here, the brother said, "Man, anybody know you? You're a little too young for this group." You know. So I told him that I know Coach Wells, and then I was
Right,
good to
right,
go.
right,
that gave me
right.
the green pass to come
Right.
on in. You know, that gave me the pass to come on in. But he was out here early, smacking the ball around, talking a little trash.
Yeah.
You know. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about how what brings you out here today.
My name is Victor Bonaparte,
Okay.
and I'm out here because I'm part of the Midtown crew. And of course, you know by now, we're out here every Sunday. It's a long tradition, goes back to maybe 1980. And we've been getting together, playing a little tennis, tell some lies, hear some lies, sit under the tree, and the name of the tree, did they tell you the name of the tree?
Yes, sir.
lion-
The
the
lion
lion
tree.
Somebody said to me one time when I told them it was a lion tree, they said, well, it's still standing. I said, no, I don't. We're not saying lying.
Right.
We're saying lie,
Yeah.
like you lie. And people sit under the tree and tell lies. So that's what's happening. So what radio station am I on?
Oh no, we're a podcast.
Okay.
The name of the podcast is the Coach's Corner.
Oh, fantastic.
We are affiliated with PWG, which is the shirt that you see Coach Wells wearing now, which is
Okay.
the Pac West Group.
Okay.
Up and coming company that we want to spread some of the love and amazing things that people of our color are doing in the community.
Yes, sir.
And something like this, people need to know about.
Yes,
Here's a group of brothers and sisters that come out here
Yes, sir.
every Sunday, and from the moment that I got here, it's nothing but love, and you can see it. It's awesome to see this kind of camaraderie out here,
Yeah.
and you guys are still competitive and in great shape.
Well, no, I wouldn't say competitive or great shape.
No, y'all in great shape.
We having fun.
Y'all
We
in great
having fun.
shape.
No, I wouldn't say great shape, but you make an excellent point that actually this is a part of the history of our people,
Correct.
right? 1619.
Mm-hmm.
We, as a people, we've been doing these kind of things,
Right.
coming together, sharing, enjoying one another's company,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a continuation of that.
Mhm.
And to remember our friends who are no longer with us.
Correct.
You know?
Mhm.
Because as long as somebody remembers your name,
Mhm.
then you
Still living.
still live.
You're absolutely right.
Great
You're
point.
immortal,
Great
Mhm.
point.
right?
That's right.
So that's part of that. And what you brothers are doing with your podcast is just beautiful, man.
Mhm.
Because we now have an opportunity through the technology to have our own airwaves.
Correct.
You know?
Yep. No
You know-
censorship.
No,
Go out
you-
there and say what we need to say.
FCC can't stop.
That's exactly right.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
And I'm glad you brothers are doing that.
Where'd you grow up, Mr. Bonaparte?
Thank you for insinuating that I am grown.
And look, see, hold up, Mr. Bonaparte. And when you started to say that, I'm like, I hope I ain't say nothing wrong. Because you sound so eloquent. You like, wait a minute, hold on.
I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. Well, my people were from West Baltimore, they say.
Okay.
Mhm.
West of Charles Street.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
West of Charles Street, yeah. And we lived in Highland Park for a while. And then we lived in Edmondson Village for a while.
Okay.
And now I'm living over in Forest Park.
Okay.
Wow. What high school did you attend?
I attended Edmondson
Oh.
High School.
Well, back then, was it the Redskins back then?
Yeah, we were Redskins.
The Redskins, that's right.
But they had changed the name.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
So now they're the Red Storm.
The Red
Red
Storm.
Storm.
That's
That's
the
right.
Red Storm.
Now, what brought you into the game of tennis?
She was very attractive.
Now, here's the first honest guest we didn't have.
Yeah, I was waiting for that, man.
Somebody had to come and tell the truth.
Please get I mean, come on now. She's very attractive.
Mr. Bonaparte, the things that women make
Please
you do.
call me Victor. Please call me Victor. Yeah.
Vic, the things that women make us do, man.
Oh, unbelievable, ain't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Well, they don't make us do it,
Yeah,
but
persuasion.
The art of persuasion. Yes.
we say, how can I spend more time?
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right.
How can I get a little closer?
That's right.
Say, do you play tennis? Sure, I play.
Mm-hmm. They never played
What's that?
tennis.
What's that racket? Is that a racket?
What is that? Let me
Come
go
on
get
here.
a book and see
Come on
how
here.
this
Right,
goes.
The
man.
That's
badminton
right.
racket.
That's
Yeah, man. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So that's how that happened.
Yeah. And been anywhere ever since.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a great game, and it's hard to play. Though. It's not easy to learn, but it's a great game. It's a lot of fun, especially when you have a crew.
Mhm.
Anything's good when you got a crew.
Right.
to play with.
All like-minded. Absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to play every day, but now it's just Sunday.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is great.
Yeah.
So now, under the lime tree is a plethora of food going on over
Yes,
there.
sir. Y'all got something?
We tried the seafood salad.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The the creator of the seafood salad informed us that this was the best thing over there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the 3-day potato salad couldn't be made this time.
No, that was.
So what victuals over there came via Mr. Bonaparte?
I brought some beer.
He always honest.
I brought some beer. Well, back to our tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody brings something.
Bring something.
Just don't come empty-handed.
Absolutely
That's right.
Yep.
Maybe once you can come empty-handed, but after
Not
that,
twice.
Don't come back a second time.
We'll come back a second time.
Don't come back at all.
Right. So we have a sort of a unofficial organization.
Okay.
So I'm in the crew that gets here early.
Okay.
When you came in,
Right.
we were the early crew. We set up.
Okay.
We clean up the courts. We ice down the beer and,
Right.
and the water and everything, and put the tent up if we're having guests.
Right.
And then the next crew comes in. The lady brings donuts, and then somebody else comes in and brings harder liquor,
Okay.
and then somebody comes in and brings fruit.
Gotcha.
So and then there's the crew that takes everything down. So when we leave, we want it to be as pristine as we found it. We were here before the mosque was here, and we have a real positive relationship with Imam
Okay.
and everything. They're great people, and so we work together to make this a nice area where people can enjoy it.
Right.
It's in the park. It's beautiful.
Gotcha.
It's kind of hard. If you've never been here before, it's kind of hard to find it because you're looking and you're saying, "Where tennis courts back there?" You
Right.
can't see them till you get back here. So that's
Back
why
right.
we like it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I've asked a few of the guests, who's your biggest rival out here?
It would be Marshall Scroggins. He's the alpha guy.
He's the alpha guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And you got more wins than losses against that Marshall?
Oh no.
No?
He's one. He's got us around. For every one victory we have against him, he might have 20.
Oh, so Marshall's the guy then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Okay.
But we were successful today. We won 3 sets. He didn't win anything.
There you go.
But the thing at our age now is that it's more strategic than anything. Because we've been playing against each other so long that they know
Right. What you want to do, you know what they want to do.
I know what they want to do. So
Exactly right.
it's more like a chess game thing to try to get in.
Right.
You get out ahead, you got to try to hold it because you know they can come back.
Right.
So it's always a lot of fun.
Okay.
Because when you lose, if you take a L, when you go under the lime tree, everybody's going to be waiting for you.
That's true.
And they're going to say,
Sitting
you
there
know,
waiting on you.
yeah, Wells is going to say, oh, you lost again, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
You trying to
yeah.
play, you know.
Right.
You should get some lessons, man.
Now, when you get over there under the lime tree,
Yes, sir.
ask Coach Wells about table tennis. Supposedly, someone's been calling him out on the table tennis, and he hasn't answered the call. I'm just telling you what I heard. I just telling you what I heard.
I'm glad. Okay, because I need something to throw at him. So, I know he does. He used to play tennis, but now he doesn't.
Right.
He's a pinochle player now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we need to have some of them cards out there. We can do some of that.
Oh yeah, many years ago we used to do that. We used to back in the '90s. We just had a chess game,
Right.
pinochle games. They had full meals,
Okay.
and they had china and silverware,
Oh, okay.
tablecloths.
Right.
But we got old now.
Anybody going through all that?
Everybody going through all that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Bonaparte, I really appreciate the time. I really do.
Okay, please
Been a
call me
pleasure.
Victor.
Victor. Pleasure.
Victor.
All right,
Yep.
gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
By the
you so
way,
much.
Victor.
Yes, sir.
I've never known in my 51 years beer to come in that kind of container.
Yeah. Let's check out this container here.
Oh, there's no beer in there.
Hey, that's all I want to
Okay.
know. That's
Okay. All right.
That's kickapoo in there.
That's right. I just wanted you to say the name that they told me.
That's
Yeah,
kickapoo.
That's right. That's right.
That's brew. We have a special brewer over there that
Right.
brews
Right.
the kickapoo.
There
I
it
was
is.
trying to get you to say.
Oh yeah, that's
right.
kickapoo. And you can tell it has a handle
Uh-huh.
because you can't drink kickapoo where you have to hold it
Right.
because you lose feeling in your fingers.
Dexterity.
and you drop it. So you gotta have a
Gotta
handle
have a handle for the
That's
kicker
right.
pool.
That's
for the
right.
kicker pool. Yeah.
All right.
It's not a drink you drink with your pinky out.
No pinky
No,
in there.
no pinky.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no.
And you should be sitting down, man. You shouldn't try to stand up.
Don't stand up drinking kicker pool.
Oh my
We-
goodness.
We've had people go down there. No, y'all, we've had
I
people,
believe you.
we had
I believe
people,
absolutely.
drop the cup
Right.
Whoa.
and go over,
Mm-mm-mm.
hit the ground,
Yeah.
get lost.
Mm-mm-mm.
I recall one Sunday, I think I drank a little too much, and I thought I was okay.
Right.
And this lady was talking to me in Spanish, and I was trying to figure out what was the Spanish.
Right.
And so I looked around. I got up. I was in a strange place, and I said, "Yeah, I must have went home, went in the neighbor's house." So I went outside, and I was out. It was Richie Highway.
Gee.
Yo, Richie,
I was on Richie Highway. So I said, "Well, I can't drink a kicker pool every Sunday."
don't do that.
So now it's just one Sunday.
That's it.
One Sunday a month.
Okay.
Only in the summer.
Only.
Yeah.
I don't drink it in
Right.
the wintertime.
Yeah.
All right.
On Richie Highway.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know how I
again,
got home.
We really appreciate
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
All right.
One more. This gentleman here.
All right.
He runs the house.
Okay.
Also the history of this area. But
Okay.
He's also been on some African American talk shows around the world.
Yeah.
Awesome. Come on, have a seat, my brother. Put the headphones on. Converse with us a little bit.
Yeah. They twisted my arm. I'm a former two-way talk show host at Morgan.
So you'll love it there.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Let me get this down a little bit for you. For your face up. So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do and what brings you out here today.
My name is Earl Al-Amin. I am in the resident imam at the building here, the Muslim Community Cultural Center of Baltimore. And we work in partnership with Midtown Tennis Club, have been for many, many years.
Okay.
I was raised here in the city.
Okay.
And I'm a pseudo-historian.
Pseudo-historian. Okay.
I'm a pseudo-historian as it relates to the history here in Baltimore City.
Okay.
As a college student at Morgan, and all of that history was just so appealing to me.
Right.
So, in understanding how we got to this point, how we got to the tennis courts,
Right.
There was a period of time in Baltimore City where there were segregated tennis courts,
Okay.
and there were segregated swimming pools,
Right.
in the public recreation system. And so we've gone over the time to now non-segregated. If you
Right.
were to go out to Druid Hill Park, you would see people of different ethnicities
Correct.
playing tennis.
Right.
But one of the things that I think is of utmost importance is that we have to lead our children to tennis.
Correct.
We live in a society right now where basketball and football, especially in the African American community, are
They're
very,
dominant.
very, very. That's the dominant.
Correct.
But we master anything that we do.
Absolutely.
I just saw the young sister. She won the swimming. She's going to the Olympics again. The swimmer. So
Right.
whatever we do, we master it.
Right.
If we have the proper training.
Correct.
And learn the proper fundamentals. One of the things that I would hope that we will be able to do in the upcoming summers here is to have a summer tennis camp.
Okay.
We would provide the facility, and what we would, and then we could have a summer tennis camp, but not just playing tennis, but it would be much more expansive.
Correct.
Really helping to nurture and develop the best of our children. Show them love, show them respect, but also allow them to understand the history of us as a group of people,
Right.
and to have a profound respect for us as a group of people.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we can teach through different venues, and this
Absolutely.
venue is very important. Sports has played a major in our lives as a group of people. You know what I mean? When we start talking about great coaches and great men, I just happen to be privy to be around some of them. My father was he graduated from Morgan in 1945.
Okay.
And and on his line, he was a football player. On his line, he was the center, The end was Joe Black, the first African American to pitch in the World Series.
Absolutely right.
And the right tackle was Clarence Big House Gaines, the winningest African American. So that history that, you know, and all of that, when they used to go down and play with the Eli Giants and practice with the Eli Giants, he and Joe Black, his dad was a catcher and then ultimately was the baseball coach at Morgan.
Right.
So all of that history, man, is important. This gentleman here probably is the historian.
Okay.
I'm a pseudo-historian, but he's a historian.
Well, he was giving us some knowledge earlier.
He is the historian. Willard is he's got the history, and he's done a lot of extensive research. So I know that he's imparted a lot to you all.
Yes, indeed.
And you know, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. But I think that's important, that we understand that we have to teach our children. We have to lead them to some of these things.
Okay.
We can lead them to the golf course too.
Right.
We can lead them to the swimming pool too, with instruction.
Right.
I mean, you know, they don't have to play basketball. They don't have to play football.
That's not the only way.
And we got to lead them to the baseball diamond again. We've got to lead them to the baseball diamond again. Only 8% of African Americans are playing baseball in the major leagues. That's a sin and a shame.
Yeah.
So we've got to have those things, and those men that coached in Sandlot game, they imparted so much to. They created men.
Absolutely right.
Later on, they created men. Those that a lot of guys that my father coached, and I mean men that around the city, they created men, man.
Right.
And so we have to do it. You don't have to go to the pros, but you know, it's like I never forget the coach. I forget who it was. It might have been John Thompson, or it might have been John Chaney. When they went to recruit a high-level recruit, she said, "I don't know if this boy is going to play pro ball, but I can guarantee you, after 4 years, he's going to be a man."
Right. Yep.
And that's where we go.
That's
where
true.
We are. That's where we are.
That's right.
I totally
That's
agree.
where we are.
Absolutely. You have any questions for him?
No, it's great. And he actually answered my question when I was saying, going to ask you about the facility and getting young kids out here. You stated that you would try to get camps out here, which I think is great for the inner city. Are there any things you guys would like to do as far as the school system to allow your message to get out? Okay.
For 13 years, we had a mentoring program here. This is Edgewood Elementary right behind you.
Okay.
And then at that time, it was Walbrook Senior High School, which is now combined. I think that it is imperative that the school system understand that the community and those institutions in the community have to have a relationship.
Correct.
In many instances, as we know in inner cities, that the family structures aren't what they should be.
Right.
And so there has to be influences in the community that would allow children to see beyond the 6-block radius that they live in.
Exactly.
You know, so it's imperative that organizations like Midtown Tennis, I would love to sponsor Midtown Tennis. Say, okay, every year they go to the U.S. Open.
Right.
We should sponsor 5 children.
Correct.
10 children to go on the bus to see how adults act, because they're going to be very perceptive.
Correct.
But also to get exposed to going to Flushing.
Correct.
You know,
exactly
to see. So all of that. My mantra is expose to inspire. If we expose them, they'll become inspired.
I agree.
That's a good point.
Awesome. I like
That's
that
great.
mantra. I like that mantra.
That's great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now, if you have any social media, you want to give that out, so we'll have that and spread the word as well. Where you can be reached.
I can be reached at email.
Okay.
I'm not a big social media guy. I'll be 70 years old next month. I'm still falling behind in that. But I can be reached at EELAMIN at ncianet.org. EELAMIN at ncianet.org.
Awesome.
That's my email address, and I'll respond and look forward to hearing from folks. And I want to thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And continue the good work.
Yes, sir.
That's
Appreciate it.
great.
Thank you for coming out.
All right, my brothers.
God bless.
All right, peace.
Yes, indeed.
So what a wonderful day that was. You know, we had a great time. You know, and
Mr. Willard, you want to get on for a minute?
right.
If we did these 3 things, if we said, give us 10,000 hours of volunteer time for people that pee in the street down Fells Point, get traffic tickets, say you ain't got to go to jail,
Right.
but you owe me 1,000. They 40. It
Wow.
bothers me. They
Right.
say,
Yeah.
well, you get 40 hours of volunteer time. I said, no, give me 4,000.
Right.
And you have to live in the community to do at least 40 days and 40 nights. And I'm
Okay.
tell you where I'm coming from. That means that you in the community, whites,
Right.
And then they say, well, we can straighten this out.
Correct. Absolutely.
You will not see this kind of crap around here.
That's
It's
a good
absolute.
point.
It's abysmal.
Yes.
It's abysmal. And I tell them, my people, now I didn't kid, but we came on slave ship. Y'all should have done better in y'all's generation.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we sitting here with Gucci shoes on and red and all and stuff, and it looks crappy.
Right.
It does not look equal to go down Riverside Park or where the whites are, Fort Avenue, wherever. Our leaders have forsaken us.
Wow.
You know, Marilyn Mosby has a dude say, we won't prosecute you, but you will give me 2,000 hours of volunteer time.
Volunteer time. Yeah.
And
Wow.
on Sunday morning, you're going to get 40 of them out here.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other 40, you're going to give us safety patrols.
Yeah.
You ever been in safety patrol?
No.
Safety patrol say you can't walk on this side of the hallway.
Okay.
Goddamn it, yeah.
Correct.
It's discipline. You don't need police in school.
Correct.
They had little
true.
badges, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They said,
That-
Oh,
well,
with
yeah.
the little orange lash they used to wear across. Yeah.
Well, we did have them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
had them.
Safety patrol. If you got safety patrol, you don't need police in school.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never too good. I was never good enough to be safety patrol. I always got in trouble in school.
That's
Talked too
deep.
much in class.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. I'm still talking too much now.
Well, Mr. Willard, you bring up a great point, and that's sort of, in the grand scope of things, how we can kind of, I guess, police our own selves and allowing the community to prosper. Do you think that a lot of these issues or concerns just fall on deaf ears, and people, like you say, it's a lot of lip service, and then it's not really followed through on?
If you want to go on camera, I can tell you, but what happened is that the white people left. And when white people leave, they take, as just any master's or doctorate degree will tell you, within 5 years of CEO, the business move with them.
Okay.
White people have taken the business. They lived on Charles Street, Mount Royal Avenue, all these mansions here. They've taken the business with them.
Okay.
So if you want to play golf, you go to Owings Mills Golf Clubs or out Mays Valley. It's impeccable.
Right.
But what they've done, and then they be on the zoning commissions, all of the things. They said this is how it should look like.
Right.
It looks just like Newport Beach or Boca Raton or whatever.
Right.
Until we get a generation of black people, and we're in the majority, to have that same philosophy, we will be equal to.
Right.
And equal to means security. You should be able to get out. You got to work 2 o'clock in the morning till 10. You should be able to walk up and catch the bus.
Right.
And not be afraid to walk out of your house. We have safety patrols up there.
Right.
You know. And the other thing you have coming in, I saw people out there begging at the Royal Farm, big sign, help wanted.
Right.
Brother out there preaching God needs me, and I say, well, get a job.
There you go.
Work
Sign right
on
there.
the dumpster. I'll put you on the dumpster until you move up, and then we'll make you a manager if you got good sense.
Right.
But you will not stand outside of here begging and harass people. It's very simple.
Right.
And you violate a code. You stand on the corner right now, guy, police come up and say, man, you violated loitering.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll give you 100 hours volunteer. No, we'll give you 1,000 hours volunteer time.
Right.
And if you don't do it, we'll send you over intake. We'll send you 954 Forest Street.
There you go.
Ain't that the truth?
And then we'll let somebody else off the 5th floor that's 75 years old.
Right.
You come out, say, you go ahead upstairs, Junior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sister girl, you want to be out here? Go ahead
There
upstairs.
you go.
Yeah.
So true.
Wow.
So true.
But anyway, that's a philosophical discussion.
Right.
But,
No, I understand.
but
Yeah.
I'll stay on target because in terms of what the club is wanting to talk
Well, no,
about.
I mean you. That's just.
That's just all of it.
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
that encompasses a lot of things, and
Yeah.
I agree with you.
We do not do that. The city council person should be here. And I would tell them drink 3 glasses of water. And they say, why you do that? Because I say you're going to have to pee. We do not have the water fountain don't work. And
Okay.
you got to wait for Earl to open the door.
Right.
You got to go to the bathroom. Then what about the women?
Right.
I got 3 daughters. I say, I can't bring them up here.
Right.
Then they're 60, so they drink 8 glasses of water a day. They got to go to the bathroom.
They gotta go,
So
right.
now where do you go to the bathroom for a
Right.
female with dignity
Thanks.
Right.
in the neighborhood?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple. Then they
Right.
say, okay, now we're going to figure this out. We're going to clean this out. We're going to have sanitary facilities and a bathroom. Just like you guys. Y'all sitting here. You drink enough of that water, you're going to have to go to the bathroom.
That's true.
Which is why we haven't
And
been.
you're going to have to get in your car and leave. If Earl don't open that,
Right.
if he's going to close that door, you in the briar patch.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You in the briar patch.
Which is why we haven't been drinking a lot. That's when you.
There you go. That's the first thing to do. When you go to war, don't eat or drink.
That's right.
That's
So
a
now-
good one. That's a good one.
Tell me a little bit about how long you've been a part of the club and what got you here.
Okay. Start now? Okay. My name is Willard Wright, and I'm a native of Baltimore, West Baltimore originally, and we moved to East Baltimore because Somerset Garden Apartments opened up in 1944. So my mother said, we're going east. I attended Dunbar Elementary School, 101, went to Charles Carroll of Carrollton, 139, when before integration they changed over, and then attended Dunbar Junior Senior High School, finished copping, and retired after 30 years service, post office, and otherwise as a hard worker, diligent worker.
I heard that. I heard that.
Joined Midtown because I played old timers basketball at 35 and over, and we were traveling through the country, East Coast. There was a big old timers league. But at age 40, my wife said, you either choose between basketball or sending these kids to college. Three daughters.
There you go.
So I took up tennis. Billy Reed and I, Charles Billy Reed, the late great Billy Reed, and I sat on the hill and we said we can beat these guys.
Right.
We lost everything for 3 years in a row. But Billy and I sat and we developed a strategy. Let's form our own club and make it a teaching club.
Okay.
Not competitive, because it's obvious we could not compete coming into sports at 35 or 40. And as a result, our membership started from 5 to 10 guys watching people at the clay courts at Clifton Park. Then we'd go up on the top of the hill, the colored courts, colored people's courts, at Druid Hill Park near the swimming pool. And Earl Chick Henderson, one of the original founders, who was a good tennis player, said, let's come up to North and Hilton.
Okay.
And we started playing here. But we also started from 5, we went up to 75 members.
Okay.
And I still have the original membership. And I mean, it was overflowing because we were a teaching club.
Right.
And also we asked, because it wasn't just male dominated, we asked some of the finest female players to come out. And we all said we'd dress up, we'd look nice.
Right.
And eventually we got up to many, many more people because ladies would come out. But this court that we're sitting on was a teaching court. We bought a ball machine.
Okay.
We said we don't have to win,
Right.
but we will teach. So ladies came out with their kids, grandkids, parents brought their kids, and we escalated to that level. I mean, and it was, then we started taking road trips. We went to Delaware with a home and home series, and we arranged other series. And during that process, there was one big mission. We also noticed because as blacks, African American, we did not have equal facilities. One of the goals, and if you go back 40 years, was to build or play indoors in our own indoor facilities. Baltimore does not have that.
Right.
Baltimore does not have clean outdoor facilities for African American communities. And if you look at this court in terms of the overgrowth, and if you go to Druid Hill Park, it is not equal to or better than Riverside Park. And there are other parks on 4th Avenue and Canton and Patterson Park where the maintenance is not equal to what we have here. That's a fault of the city. It's a fault of the community, and it's also a transgression, a major transgression for Midtown, because we have enough smart, brilliant people here to have this better looking and a program.
Right.
I just heard Earl Alameen mention that they wanted to do a youth program, which goes back to our original concept.
Right.
If every Saturday, Friday and Saturday, and maybe Sunday mornings during the summer, we had tennis camps, and we would take kids to play, to compete, because I firmly believe if you instill certain values in young people at age 10, it blossoms forth at about 18.
Okay.
And if you start them at 5, then you have absolute brilliance when they get to be 18. They know math, they know the configuration of the court, they know geometry, net size, not only just playing tennis, but the mechanics that go along with it.
Right.
So that's where I'm coming from in terms of just articulating where we need to go, and very, very strong leadership, and it exists here in this club, to have this place a number one facility. This court should be hard-true court.
Okay.
Court number 2 should be grass courts.
Oh.
The court number 3 and 4 can be concrete. But the idea is that when you look for Olympic tennis players, you play Wimbledon on grass.
Right.
You play Roland Garros in France on
clay.
clay.
Right.
So how do you have kids that can play on clay courts if they do not
They
have
play on
access
clay
at
court.
5 to 10 to 18?
Right.
So it's a major deficiency. We can work on it with the colleges, with the community, but it should be done.
Right.
This generation, we've done the hard work. We demonstrated, we've stood outside with signs just to live in the Walbrook neighborhood
Right.
or to play in all of the courts in the city. The next step is just to bump it up.
That's true.
Thank you so very much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you. Really appreciate it.
That's great.
And we're going to go over here and see what's going on under the lion tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do lie.
Thank you very
Two
much.
kickapools you alive to. Stay away from Johnny. I appreciate what y'all doing.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it, Mr.
Thank
Will.
you.
It is absolutely fabulous.
Well, folks, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. We've been at it about 2 hours now. We're going to shut it all down. This is the Coach's Corner with my man Cheese from the Peaceful Disturbance podcast. You'll have them all coming up. You'll be seeing much more of us on the PWG network as we continue to expand our media productions. Any parting words for you?
No,
crew?
it's been great. I appreciate you guys bringing me out here. It's a true gold mine of black excellence out here. I appreciate coming out here.
Absolutely. But have a great time. And I want to say thank you to Coach Wells for bringing us out. For those that are still listening, God bless you and good night.